production.
Welcome back to another pristine production. I want to shout out to all the fans out there. Remember to support my page, Andrew Rayburn's Music. You can check out all my gospel singles out there. Just hit that subscribe button and support me. Also, we take a donation through Cash App. Whether you want to donate to me on my page or my pristine production, it's the same Cash App information there. You just click on the little button right here and support. But today we got a very special tutorial here, and I'm gonna be teaching you guys how to use gates on synth. I want to show you some creative ways how you can actually use a gate and turn it into a keyboard and get things pumping in a nice rhythm. And I'm going to show you a little bit of demo here that I did. Here we go. And I'm going to break down how we're going to use the gate to create some nice creative modulation effects here. And there is a rhythm built, by no other than me. That's me. And so let's break it down. So we got a typical soca rhythm here. We got the iron, and we got some kick drums. We have some toms here, snare drum. And we're going to be focusing on this pad here. Now, how can we make this synthesizer here a little bit more interesting? So I'm going to show you a trick here. So let me go into, I'm going to pull up, you can use any gate, and you will need a plugin that can use sidechain. So I'm going to use the Wave C1, to make things simple and easy here. I'm going to use the Wave C1 gate here. I'm going to put that on my synthesizer here. So if I play that, now, did you know you can use the sidechain, the gate, to actually control the flow of signal on whatever source is coming from, whether it's keyboard, synthesizers, bass, whatever. So you want to pick something that's groovy. So let's try the snare drum here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to isolate just the... Let's get the kick section here. Let me take off the... So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to select the snare drum here, which is this sound right here. So let me go ahead. I'm going to put the gate on the source that we want the gate to affect. Remember, that's the keynote there. So I'm going to select sidechain. I'm going to press this button right here, and it turns to blue. And the sidechain is now activated. So if I play the sound, I'm getting the signal and have the sidechain activated. So let's go to the snare drum. So we're going to use the snare drum pattern here as a signal feed to the sidechain on the pad or the synth, and the groove of the snare drum is gonna control the reaction of the sidechain on the synth. So I'm gonna go to snare here, I'm gonna go to sends, and I'm gonna scroll down on my list here in Studio One. I'm gonna click on sidechain, and I'm gonna go all the way down. There it is. It's the C1. That's the gate, that's the sidechain, that is this one here that we have opened up. So I'm gonna click on that. And there is the send. So now if I go ahead and play the snare, notice the signal's reacting to the snare. But we gotta actually push the gate to grab that signal off the synthesizer. So I'm going to bring up the arrow here. I'll stretch it out. There is the synthesizer reacting to the snare. So I can shorten it if I want to. Lengthen it. And I can play around with the attack. So it's like the gate becomes a modulator. Let's bring in the bass. Bring up the volume a little bit. So whatever the snare is playing is being controlled by the gate. You can play around with the release. Let's try, and you can do this with whatever other source. So let's try, I'm going to turn off the send from the snare. Let's try the kick drum. So I'm going to go to sends, I'm going to go to sidechain, I'm going to go to the C1 gate here, and let's see what it does with the kick. As you can see and hear, the gate is creating that groove just by feeding from the kick. Let's try another one, guys. I'm gonna go to the hi-hats here since we have a lot of action happening. And you can experiment with whatever source of signal and send it to the same gate. Let's see how it's gonna react to the hi-hats here. I'm gonna raise it up. Let's play around with the release. We can tighten up the signal. Attack. And on top of that, we can add like some delays to the synth that is controlled by the gate. Let's see how that goes. Pretty cool, guys. So we can affect like the modulation. It's almost like a modulation setting here. We can adjust the attack and the release that will shorten the release time and give it a different kind of tightening effect there. And that's way better than having just a flat synth playing, which is not bad, you know. We have this. But if we want to make something interesting, we can always use the gate here and let the pad move around a little bit. Remember, guys, to support me on my artist page, Prestige Production as well. So I'm going to stop there, guys. Thank you so much for always being a blessing and support. So remember, you can use any gate. I'm using the basic Wave C1 gate stereo. And we want to set it sidechain mode. And we want to go to the source of the signal and go on the sends and enable the send not to a bus or a reverb, but to the sidechain. Here's the list right here on the sidechain for Studio One. I can see the C1 gate stereo here, which is running on the synthesizer here. And we can adjust the expansion sliders here and the attack and release, and we can get some interesting effects. And we can also try that with a compressor. So I'm going to catch you guys on the next one.